Hello and welcome to my show for June 1st, 2014. 2014? I seem to really struggle with dates these days. I have no excuse. And Kat, I'm just gonna start this video again. Welcome to my somewhat chaotic show for today. I had some cool stuff I wanted to share right off the bat. There's a video that just came out from Planetary Collective. It's called Overview. I'm posting the link down below so you guys can check it out. It's unreal. It basically documents astronauts' experience in space and just why it's been such a riveting experience for them. Basically, astronauts, upon returning to Earth after their missions in space, report that they have this strange newfound connectedness or sense of connectedness with the planet simply by seeing it from space and seeing the impact that humans have on the planet from space. This kind of talks about Star Trek philosophy in a real world way, in the most real way that there is, which is actual astronauts in space. So basically this kind of captures the idea that once you've been to space and you've seen your home planet and you've sort of felt that connectedness to it, you suddenly have this overwhelming sense of urgency to protect it. And I think that's what we see in Star Trek all the time, and it's starting to ring true. So who knows, maybe once all of society becomes spacefaring, we'll get it. I don't really know how to elaborate more than that, we'll just get it. So that's pretty cool. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and this may or may not have been inspired by a few things that happened to me technologically over the week. What happens in Star Trek when you get the blue screen of death, or the view screen of death? Now, anything made by humans is, like us, not perfect. Breaks down all the time. Well, okay, maybe not all the time. Technological, mechanical things, they fail. Now, I know Star Trek, obviously, for the most part, there were occasionally, like, the drastic system failures that kind of happened, but they usually uncovered a reason for it. It wasn't just like, oh man, that dick down at Microsoft who made the view screen was just way too high that day and installed the cables wrong, and now we got a rear view instead of a front view. Like, what the hell? You kind of go over a bump in space and your stereo stops working? I don't know. Perhaps once we realize that we're putting in, what was it, the equivalent of like $800 trillion? There was an actual real world estimate of what it would cost based solely on materials and labor to build the Enterprise. And it was something like 800 trillion modern dollars, just obscene. But I guess if you're putting that kind of money into something, it's gonna work. Much like the spaceships. Most of the spaceships we made have been okay. And I don't mean to be bad-mouthing these companies at all. I mean, you gotta expect a relatively reasonable failure rate when you're asking 8-year-olds crammed into warehouses in China to manufacture your products for you. You know what? I'm just as guilty as all of you. I have one of these, and I can probably guarantee that it wasn't ethically produced. As a matter of fact, you know what? This phone right now in this market, this is an S4. This is worth almost $800. Not even materials, but I would pay twice the amount that I would pay for this if you can tell me that it was produced in my country, supporting my economy, supporting our local economy, or even was produced in a foreign economy but not to the standards of Foxconn. It's called Foxconn for a reason. I thought I was making a bit of an improvement switching from iOS to Android just in terms of devices, but they're all produced in the same place and it's pretty abhorrent. You all saw what happened in India not too long ago. That's mass manufacturing of clothing. That's where you get your Blue Notes t-shirts, of which I have some. It's circumstances that we're really just becoming aware of, and I think it's something really important that we should all be paying attention to. And for the economists who are watching, I know you're gonna say, you know, those people should be grateful in that country because we're giving them a job. That's a job that they wouldn't otherwise have. A job that they wouldn't otherwise have that puts them in a factory that then collapses and kills them and their friends is worse than no job. I know it's not easy. I'm a student living on a student budget, and I've lived on a student budget for quite a while, and it's not easy to find products that are quality made, ethically made, and are also affordable. You're gonna end up paying a whack load more money for it. So here's the best part, and you guys have probably heard this 100 times, and if you haven't, I'm so sorry because you should know by now. You're the consumer. Do you know what that means? At the end of the day, we have control. Make socially responsible purchases. Start to notice parts of your life where you can just change a little bit. Just a little bit. It just takes a little bit. And then if everybody does a little bit, slowly we're going to start seeing that reflected in the economy. It's basic economics. If the demand doesn't exist, neither will the products. But don't feel bad. I'm just as guilty. I love my phone, but I wish that someone who made it had a life of someone who could enjoy this technology. Wow. Didn't think I was gonna get to talking about something like this today. It just kind of came out of the blue. It's pretty relevant to Star Trek, to bettering society. Star Trek, bettering society, they're pretty much the same thing. They have the same telos, which is a nice society for everybody to live in, regardless of where you live, or what you make, or what you buy, or how you use it, or whether it fails, or whether it doesn't fail. Am I asking too much? My solution, we all just need to go to space, get there, see the planet, realize we've been huge fucking morons, and start all over. Step 1. Get people to space. So yeah, let's just dwell on those thoughts for a bit. Maybe I'll actually get some angry comments on my YouTube channel. Bring it on! Oh god, what have I done? So yeah, pretty heavy content for today. I hope you guys are thinking about it, because this is the stuff we need to be thinking about if we want to make this world a better place. Alright, so after that big, colossal, massive discussion of things that really relate to all of us and Star Trek, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you guys like my channel intro. It seemed like everybody did, and that was awesome. Thank you for all the feedback. Other than that, you know what I'm gonna ask of you guys. You're gonna live long, you're gonna prosper, and what did we decide today? We're going to make better choices as consumers.